evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Tuesday, January 3, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. St Vincent to import 50 houses from Guyana to help rebuild after 2021 volcano disaster. Dredging complete for US $300 million Vreed-en-Hoop Shorebase. 2 new airlines expected to join Guyana market this year, says Ali. President Ali to deliver new house to Cotton Tree pensioner, and Vreed-en-Hoop house destroyed by fire. Now for the news in detail. St Vincent and the Grenadines' Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, on a 4-day visit to Guyana in which he toured various housing developments, has made it clear that he is impressed by what he has seen, and as a consequence, his country will be importing 50 houses from Guyana. Gerald Bryan has our lead story tonight.
St Vincent Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves arrived in Guyana from Brazil on Monday on the same flight with President Dr. Irfaan Ali. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister toured Duravilla Homes at Land of Canaan and the Housing Ministry's low-income housing development in Diamond, both on the east bank of Demerara. Afterwards, Gonsalves said that he was impressed with Guyana's housing program, which are better priced than the homes in his own country.
I can speak fairly authoritatively about this kind of project because we have been engaged in St. Vincent and Grenadines since 2001, my government, with low-income and lower middle and middle-income houses. In fact, we have a category of houses called no-income houses. And these prices are certainly better than ours. And broadly speaking, the finish is similar.
The Prime Minister also revealed that 50 houses will be imported from Guyana to St. Vincent. According to Gonsalves, financing is already in place, and once the houses arrive, they will help replace those destroyed by 2021's volcanic eruption in his country.
The houses at Duravilla, they're quite impressive. I had sent down the Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines a couple months ago, along with the Minister of Housing and technical persons. And we are making arrangements to buy and to have delivered to us by the end of March 50 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom houses. And you see, we lost a lot of houses during the volcanic eruptions in 2021. And we are building back and we are repairing.
Both Ali and Gonsalves were in Brasilia for Sunday's inauguration of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
The increased private sector investment in various projects, including in the oil and non-oil sectors, is a sign of the private sector's favor and confidence in the government's vision. This is according to President Dr. Irfaan Ali. Gerald Bryan joins us again with the details.
During an interview with international news agency Al Jazeera, President Dr. Irfaan Ali spoke about Guyana's development trajectory. Specifically, he referred to public and private sector investments in various development projects.
The direction in which the economy is going and the direction in which the country is going is supported by government expenditure to build infrastructure, to build the sectors, to open up the sectors. For example, opening up new lands for agriculture requires roads, requires drainage irrigation system. Helping the loggers and the miners requires a lot of investment in hinterland roads. Helping the housing drive that we have, building 25,000 new homes, 50,000 new house starts requires tremendous investment from the government. Building out the healthcare system.
In terms of the increased private sector investment, President Ali attributed this to the rise of confidence in government policies.
We are also seeing a lot of private investment that is coming in all these sectors. And that is because people are seeing the direction in which the country is going, the vision where we are positioning Guyana. So we have investment in healthcare, investment in housing, private investment in education, educational services, The carbon is traded on international markets. So we have a mixture of government and private sector investment that is pushing this growth and development I'm speaking about.
There are a number of multi-billion-dollar projects coming on stream in Guyana in which the private sector are the principal drivers. One such example is the US $300 million Vreed-en-Hoop Shorebase being undertaken by a Guyanese consortium, NRG Holdings. There is also the Deepwater Port in Berbice, which is being built by Canadian companies CGX Energy and Frontera Energy. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
The Private Sector Commission has facilitated engagements with government as Budget 2023 nears. It is ventilating measures that will bring relief to businesses and Guyanese both indirectly and directly. Rupasine Ryan tells us more.
Chairman of the Private Sector Commission Paul Chang positioned that as the country's economy catapults the nation forward, the need for a vibrant and strong private sector is paramount in meeting its demands. The Commission has been in consultations with government regarding measures for Budget 2023, which he stated will bring relief to businesses and citizens.
As His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali pointed out, we need to be in the race against time in time. The private sector needs to keep pace with a booming economy. Indeed, we have made strides in building capacity, but I want to encourage the private sector to continue in this direction. Only then will we gain the strength to compete. At the Commission, we have prepared a list of budgetary measures for the Minister of Finance ahead of the presentation of the National 2023 budget in the National Assembly. These are measures to aid the development of the local private sector and the country at large.
According to Chung, improving the economic status of Guyanese has always received the full support of the private sector.
The PSC has taken due notice of the increment in public servants' salary and commends the government for having recognized the benefits and far-reaching implications on the private sector. Any wage increase that occurs increases the money supply of consumer.
Nevertheless, he added that the private sector has not lost sight of the lack of skilled labor in technical areas.
There continues to be high demand for ventilation and air condition technicians, diesel mechanics, electricians, heavy-duty machine operators, and drivers, to name a few. We continue to discuss this matter with the view of coming up with short, medium, and long-term solutions. In the interim, the PSC would like to see more collaboration with educational institutions to have the school curriculum revised in a manner that allows technical, vocational education and training to be available to students from grade 8.
For 2023, the PSC said that advocating for local content in the oil and gas sector remains high on their agenda. Since the enactment of the local content policy, Guyanese businesses have increased their capacity to service the industry. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Work is continuing apace on the historic US $300 million Vreed-en-Hoop Shorebase, with dredging and widening of the Demerara River channel and removal of wreckages having been completed, and the land reclamation commencing. This was explained in a statement from NRG Holdings Incorporated after one of its directors, Azruddin Mohammed, toured the facility to inspect the ongoing land reclamation works. With dredging, widening, and deepening of the Demerara River channel completed, it can for the first time cater for larger vessels. When completed, the multi-million-dollar port will feature an offshore terminal, fabrication, umbilical, and spooling yards, a dry dock facility, a wharf and berths, and administrative buildings, among other facilities spanning 65 hectares. In April 2022, ExxonMobil Guyana and the Vreed-en-Hoop Shorebase Incorporated signed a 20-year agreement for shore-based services to be provided at the port of Vreed-en-Hoop facility to support the U.S. oil giant's operations offshore Guyana. Coming up, 3 new COVID deaths recorded and several homeless after Riverview fire. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Vreed-en-Hoop, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute, everything's going right, and the next, something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.ui. Fuel your success. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Guyana has started off the new year with several new COVID-19 related fatalities, the Ministry of Health has announced. The latest victims are 2 men aged 58 and 59 from Region 5 and Region 4 respectively, as well as an 83-year-old woman from Region 4. The men died on January 1 and 2 respectively, while the woman succumbed on December 29 last year. None of them were vaccinated. These 3 new cases take the total deaths recorded from the pandemic to 1,289. The ministry is encouraging persons aged 5 and older to get vaccinated against the novel coronavirus, and for those already immunized to get boosted. Meanwhile, several persons are now homeless after a fire of unknown origin on Monday gutted a building at Riverview Rimeveld Public Road in Georgetown. The house was owned by a 64-year-old man who lived there with several tenants. The man told reporters that he was about to wash clothes in the yard when he saw thick black smoke emanating from the building. Occupants were unable to save much from the burning structure. Investigations are ongoing. Lawana McAllister joins us now to report that a fire of so far unknown origin has gutted a building at New Road, Vreed-en-Hoop, West Coast, Demerara. Here are the details.
the fire that destroyed the house at New Road, Vreed-en-Hoop. Firefighters were successful in preventing the blaze from spreading to the nearby premises. When the evening news arrived on the scene, the upper flat of the two-story concrete house was already destroyed. The blaze at the Lot 3B New Road, Vreed-en-Hoop property was reported to the Guyana Fire Service sometime around 9:30, while the building owner, 67-year-old Harry Harry, was too distraught to speak with the media. Persons from the community said the house was occupied by Harry, an engineer who was living alone at the property for several years. One of the neighbors told this newscast that he was at work just after 11 hours when he received a call from his wife that the neighbor's house was on fire. Fearful that his home would have also been destroyed, the man said he picked up his phone and called the fire service immediately while he rushed home. He claimed that by the time he got to the scene, the fire service was already there battling the blaze. But despite their efforts, the upper flat of the building was completely destroyed. The man added that he was also told that at the time when the fire started, the owner of the building along with his employee were in the office on the lower flat of the building when they were alerted by the fire and smoke emanating from the upper flat of the house. As such, he said they reportedly tried to save some documents that were in the office since the upper flat of the building was fully engulfed, and they quickly exited the premises. No injuries were reported. The Guyana Fire Service has since launched an investigation into the fire. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Noting that the country's tourism sector continues to expand rapidly, President Dr. Irfaan Ali disclosed that at least 2 new airlines are expected to join the Guyana market this year. Find out more in this report.
Reminding that 3 new airlines have already joined the Guyana market under his administration, President Dr. Irfaan Ali revealed that 2 more carriers are slated to commence operations this year. The head of state was at the time delivering a live address to the nation, where he reflected on the progress of his government in 2022. He related that Guyana has already been positively mentioned more than 110 times in global headlines, a factor which he indicated contributes to tourists wanting to visit the country. In fact, he revealed that the Chedijagan International Airport recorded significant increases in arrivals, with the most being registered in September during the Cricket Carnival.
This is no doubt positioning Guyana in a very positive frame. And as we continue to build our tourism product, we continue to get the new hotels coming on stream, and we continue to build new events, for example, the Cricket Carnival. We expect to push closer to that 1 million arrival mark.
At the Eugene F. Correa International Airport, there was a 69% increase in passengers, while at the Suriname Ferry Crossing, there was a 338% increase compared with 2021 figures.
This tells you about a country that is on the move. This tells you of a country that is attractive, that a country that people want to go to. And it tells you about set of policies and measures that are bringing the results, that are delivering the results for our country and our people.
Reports are that British Airways will commence operations from the United Kingdom to Guyana this year. Guyana was also in discussions with Air Canada regarding the possibility of direct flights between the 2 countries.
President Dr. Irfaan Ali is on Sunday expected to hand over a new house to a 71-year-old pensioner of Cotton Tree in Region 5. This pensioner was living in a structure that was on the verge of collapsing. Here is our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael with this story.
Door windows can't close, door can't close, nothing. You just push the door and left open like this. You know, the pass, anybody can pass in and pass out. The window make a close and the room is dark for day and night. Just one window was opening because the house leans so it can open. And one on this hand, facing the trackway.
That was Lower T. Ramrook, called Auntie Vivian of Cotton Tree, Region 5, describing the house she lived in before it was pulled down on Monday.
Some nights I don't sleep. I don't sleep when the breeze and the rain start. I walk all up and down inside.
Ramrook said she'd been dwelling in the former building since 1982. After years had passed and the building deteriorated with time, the woman could not fund the needed repairs. Assistance was sought through the Regional Democratic Council of Region 5, which repaired the then structure, giving the widow a fresh start. However, the need once again rose for assistance. According to one neighbor, last week she went over to the pensioner's home and was surprised when she recognized that from standing in the front yard, she can see straight through to the backyard through openings in both the front and back walls of the house. The neighbor said she contacted her daughter overseas and asked for a suggestion. The daughter called Regional Parliamentary Representative Faisal Jafarali, who showed up the next day.
Mr. Jafarali come, and he said that was, I think was all years. He said we'd vacate the building, every stuff that I have there, get it out. That they come in on Monday to break it down, and this is what they are doing. They already break and they are rebuilding and putting on a new structure there.
The pensioner says she and other church members had held a prayer session asking for a miracle. Building a new home for the pensioner and her grandchildren is being undertaken by contractors of both Region 5 and Region 6 along with the Regional Democratic Council of Region 5 and is being coordinated by parliamentarian Jafar Ali. The builder is Jahil Mohammed of Maikoni.
The house we're building is 20 by 15. 20 by 15, like 30 inch off the ground.
When do you intend to finish this?
We say, well, today we start, It's around 40, we get 40 on it.
The RDC has undertaken the responsibility of having the building painted and have the electrical wiring installed. The Guyana Power and Light and the Guyana Water Inc. will also be installing the relevant utilities. The project is being spearheaded by President Dr. Irfan Ali's Melon Mission Initiative. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to be closed on Wednesday, January 4th, 2023 at 3 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed on Wednesday, January 4th, 2023 at 14 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Handling pressure, key to Region 4 victory, says Dover Benjamin, and Musa starts 2023 with rapid chess victory. Details of these stories in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Vreed-en-Hoop, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Poultry farmers, save money by cutting down the time it takes to pluck your chickens with the plucking machine from Sylvie's. Now available at affordable prices in 3 sizes: 500, 550 and 600 mm, 110 220 volts, 60 cycles, 1450 RPM. Replacement motors and the plucking fingers are also readily available right now at Sylvie's Variety Store, High and Hatfield Streets, Georgetown.
This Christmas, guess what? You're guaranteed to save big right at National Hardware Limited. Shopping for Christmas trees? We've got all sizes from the traditional to the ones with a modern twist. Garlands, wreaths, lights, and Christmas inflatables are what you need to bring that Christmas cheer. Out with the old and in with the new. We've got curtains, carpets, and so much more to spruce up your home for the holidays. Save time too, and get presents for both boys and girls, whether big or small. National Hardware has you covered in more ways than one this holiday season. Check out our superstore at 13 to 14 Industrial Site, Rumvelt. Telephone number 231-1091-95. Or downtown at 17 to 19A Water Street. Telephone number 227-1960.